Hi guys, I wanted to do a repeat of one of your guys' favorite videos of mine of last year, which was the top 10 books of 2012 and my top least favorite books of 2012, and I had 5 of those. So I want to do a repeat of that, sort of like this year, but what I'm going to do instead is going to do my top 10 favorites of 2013 and that I read, and then my top 3, because I couldn't come up with 5 that I didn't like in 2013. So that's just telling you something. There were a lot of good books this year. So let's get started with the favorites. Alright, so these favorites are in no particular order other than them just being in an order, because I thought about putting them in an order kind of like I did last year, but I couldn't do it because there are just too many amazing books. I could not put them in an order. So let's just get started. The first one that I had is Ask the Passengers by A.S. King. Hopefully you can see that. And I read this on my Kindle because I just got my Kindle at the beginning of that year and I was super excited about it. So this was my first book ever reading on my Kindle and it was amazing. I loved it so much. I don't remember if I did a review, and by the way, if I did do any reviews on these, I will put a review box somewhere on the screen. So yeah, look out for those if you want to go see the reviews that I did for these over the year. So I love this book. It was really good and it was heart-provoking and you got all the feels going on and it was really sweet and cute and adorable and different, and that's why I really liked it. So yeah, if you want to check it out, then check out the review and stuff. So yeah, that was the first favorite book of 2013. The second favorite book of 2013, and I read the entire series of this, but this is just the first book, I love the whole series, was Match by Ali Condi, because I was really low and sucky in this trend, and I wanted to read this book for ages, and I finally got to read it in 2013, so I was super excited, and this is the one of the ones that I read, and I read this for the beginning of the year, and then I reread it again with the rest of the series towards the middle of the year during summer for the booktubeathon. So I loved that. That was so much fun. Can't wait to participate in it again. It was an amazing idea. So yeah, that's one of the ones that I read for it, and it was really, really good. So I really just liked it because it was a good dystopian, and it was fun, and it had a lot of loops and turns and things that go on, and a good storyline. So I liked it. The next one that I really liked, and I'm pretty sure anyone who's read this book really likes it, because hello, it's John Green. You gotta like it. It's Looking for Alaska, and this was the last book of John Green's that I had read, because I practically read all of his books backwards, so I just read them all out of order, but that's alright. It doesn't really matter, because they're all independent novels, but I really love this one, because it was a little bit darker, and a little different, and a little bit more fun and less fluffy, but I don't know, John Green always does an amazing job, so there's not really a lot that I can say that would ever be bad about these books, because the storylines are amazing, it's deep, and it's got a lot of meaning to them, because John Green likes to do that kind of stuff, and he's just pretty awesome, that guy. So yeah, top fave number 3. The next top favorite book is Sarah Dessen's Along for the Ride. I love Sarah Dessen's books because she does a great job at throwing in family problems as well as social problems, as well as community problems, as well as just inner emotional problems. So it's like you got all these meshed together, but then you get the little romance in there, and they're light and fluffy as well as being darker and more in there for the contemporary. So I always really love her books because she just does a really good job at just doing all of that. So yeah, love this book. I read it over the summer, I'm pretty sure. It just was a perfect summer book. So yeah, if you want to read this, definitely read it. Really darn good. By the way, I love the new covers. So yeah. The next book that I'm going to be putting in this is The Glass Castle by Jeanette Walls. I had to read this for my contemporary lit class, and I absolutely loved and adored reading it. I was a little hesitant at first because I wasn't sure if I was going to like it, but this is the first memoir I've ever read that I actually liked, so I was pretty excited about that because I'm not a big memoir fan, but this was a good one that I even had to go out and buy the book myself because it was that good. So, love this book. It's a great memoir. It's about living homeless and stuff, and that's really cool and interesting to learn about and to live and have this crazy childhood that she did. I don't know if I could live with that kind of childhood, but she did it and she wrote about it and it's amazing, and if you want to read it, you should definitely give it a go because it's a good one. So, there you go. The next book that I really liked is by Rainbow Rowell, and it is Eleanor and Park. I loved this novel. It was so sweet and cute and adorable, as well as having some really cool family issues in there that were quite interesting to read about. So I really, really liked Eleanor's point of view, and I really liked how it flipped and stuff, and I just thought that it was the coolest thing. Plus, I like that it was from the 80s. I'm pretty sure that was when it happened. It was in the 80s, so I think that's really cool because it's kind of interesting and a little bit different to see a different generation and how it all works, and how it's pretty much really not that much different from people and relationship wise now and then. So I thought this was really good. It was a good novel. So the next novel, I'm going to have to put a picture up because I don't actually own the book, but it is The Great Gatsby by Scott Fitzgerald. Amazing guy he is. If you have seen The Great Gatsby movie, it was amazing. I read the book, and then our entire class of Contemporary Lit took a day off class, and we went and got to go see the movie because my teacher's awesome, and we got to go do that, so I had a lot of fun. Loved the book, loved the new movie, and loved the old movie too. It's just all amazing. I love the 20s. It's very interesting. There's a lot of it's like gossip, craziness. It was just really interesting, and I really, really love the book because it portrayed so much about flappers and things like that, and it was so interesting, and a cultural experience that was, as well as just a cute, adorable, and crazy romance going on. So yeah, if you haven't seen it, seen the movie or read the book, go do it because the book is amazing and so is the movie. So yeah. The next favorite book that I wanted to put in there is Scarlet, which is the second book in the Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer. Amazingness this was. I love how she's doing, she's taking fairy tales, stories and stuff, and she's putting them into real life in the future, and so interesting. This is just such a crazy concept, so I just love these books. I cannot wait until the next two. It's going to be crazy stuff going on, so I'm excited. I'm really excited. This next one is an amazing cover, and I love the author, and I love this series, and it's really good, and I cannot wait until all of the books are out. I am so excited to find the end. But this is Unravel Me by Tadara Mafi because she's amazing, and I love her writing. I love her personality as a person, and she just does an amazing job. I love her style of writing. She does a really good job making it sort of poetic and adorable and amazing, and it's so good. Just captures you, and it's really good. So I have no idea what's going to happen in this, and I'm so excited because And last but not least is Across the Universe by Beth Revis. I loved and adored this book. I really need to get on to reading the rest of this series. It just never happened for me. I don't know why, but I love it so much. I love future stuff in space. It's like the coolest thing ever. And then people being frozen, then waking up and seeing all of it. It's just, what? This blows my mind. I'm just like, and I'm just, I don't even know how to explain to you guys how much I really love this book. So I really cannot wait to read the next one. It really bothers me that the last one does not have the same cover, because these covers are really phenomenal. And now let's move on to the least favorites. Not all of them do I hate, but just the least favorites of 2013. So here are the three. This first one I do not hate. It's just not one of my favorites, but it's not one of my least favorite. It just sort of falls in between. But I was not I hyped it up in my head a bit too much, and then it did not fully get to my expectations. It wasn't horrible, but it wasn't like my favorite. But I'm giving it a try. I'm going to finish the series and everything. So I'm going to just tell you what the book is already. It's What's Left of Me by Kat Zing, and I love the cover, and the storyline really captured me, but it just didn't work out in everything that I wanted from it, and then I feel like the storyline fell flat a little bit for me. But I still gave it a pretty good review because I still really didn't hate it. I just didn't love it. So I don't know what all of you guys thought about this book, but it just sort of let me down a little bit. But I'm reading the next book because I'm still excited about it. I'm still giving it a chance, and we're gonna see if I like it. So yeah. this next one, I love the movie. And I read the book before I watched the movie, but I don't know if I really like the book. I just don't know. But it is Warm Bodies by Isaac Marin, something like that. And I didn't hate this book because, like, the story sounded bad. It just, it drug on forever, and it was so difficult to understand. Like, this writing was really weird, so it was really hard to understand what was going on. I was not a huge fan. I didn't love how it all went, and I got confused several times reading this book, and then it did not do as much as I wanted for me, but I loved the movie. The movie was amazing, and so it's very seldom that I like the movie over the book, but in this case I really did. So I don't know what all of your guys' thoughts are on that, but this really fell flat for me, and it really upset me because I was really, really excited to read it, and it just did not go very well. And number 3 isn't because it was a bad book. It was because it was not what I wanted out of an ending. I mean, if you've read this book and you've read this series and you put your blood and your tears and your sweat into this series, I just, so upset with, I just loved it and hated it. It was a love-hate relationship with this book. If you read it, you know. It's Requiem by Lauren Oliver for the Delirium series. And oh my gosh, if you've read the end, oh my goodness, I'm just like, I just did not. I just want to kick it. But I love it so much. It's like, I love hate, love hate, love hate. I wanted more. That's why it's not because it ended badly. I just wanted more. It felt like it didn't ever end. It feels like it didn't end. Did anyone else feel that way? I don't know. My thoughts on this are very scattered, but it usually has to do with the ending and how it felt like it wasn't even an ending. So that's my thoughts on this book. I don't know what all of you guys thought, but I love and hate this book a lot. That's the end of this, guys. Those are all of my favorites over here and my 3 least favorites of the year 2013. I'm really excited for 2014 because I really want to get back into reading more books. I only read probably a total of 35 books. No, I probably only read about 40 books this year, and I really wanted to hit the 50 book total, but it just did not happen for me. So anyway, I hope it works better for all of you guys and how everything worked out for you. And I hope you guys had a good reading experience this year. And I hope if you did read any of these books, you agree with me or disagree with me. Let me know down in the comments and we can have a conversation because I really want to talk about your least favorites and your favorites. So let me know some of your tops and leasts down below. Like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you really feel like it. And yeah, I hope you really enjoyed this and we will talk to you later. So, bye! You guys are all really amazing.